Hello FlossTube, welcome everybody to my channel, Daisy Case Primitives. I'm Christy and today we're going to talk about my cross stitching and what I've been up to. Hope everybody's been well and getting in all kinds of stitching time, and I've been pretty busy, and I'll just show you what I've been doing. First of all, I want to show you my FFO. This is Cherry Hollow Farm by Stacy Nash. These were some marching orders. Thank you very much. I completed them and now this is hanging on my wall. Let's see. I think this is the frame this is going to stay in. I will insert photos here of where I have all my this one and two of my other small red samplers where I created my red sampler walls. So anyway, this was just a frame that I had laying around and I thought, well, I'll try it in it, and I like it. I think it's pretty. It serves the purpose, and I already had it, so I really like how this looks. I love this whole design, and I'm really thankful to have this finished, and I'm really pleased with the outcome. So that was my FFO. I have a rogue hair bugging me. Okay, the next piece is an FO that I got from Primitive Stitchin'. I don't have the cover photo of the pattern, but I believe it's Primitive Rabbit Alphabet. It's Primitive Stitchin' by Shelly on Etsy, and you can get it as a PDF. I think this is the very first one listed on her Etsy shop, but I used a scrap piece of fabric. I don't recall what this is. It might be vintage country mocha, and I used the called for flosses, although I did use B5200 for the white of the flowers so that they would show up better. So that is a finish. I have pulled this fabric. I'm not sure how I want to fully finish this. I pulled this fabric and thought it would be a cute match for the colors of flosses in this piece. I thought about maybe doing a different style pillow where one end would be the fabric, and then also this would be the backing fabric, and then maybe putting a rickrack down the seam. I don't know. I just want something different. I tend to put things in a frame or just make it a real simple pillow and display them that way. Although the pillows are really versatile. You can use them all over the place and in all kinds of different vignettes and gatherings. But I just wanted something different. Thought about maybe a pin keep needle book. I don't know. I haven't ever finished anything that way into that type of like a needle book or a needle roll or anything like that. I haven't done that yet, but I think I could probably figure it out. But let me know what you think I should do with that one. The next fully finished object is Stacy Nash's Hands to Work Pin Keep pillow. A friend loaned me this pattern. I don't know if you can still find it. It's worth checking into if you're interested in it. Really cute, very primitive. And I stitched this on 36 count Fox and Rabbits up in the attic. And I used the called for flosses, DMC. And I just really love how that turned out. These colors would really be beautiful in a sampler on this fabric. I really like Fox and Rabbit's linens. I pulled this piece of Civil War reproduction fabric thinking that maybe I could use it. It looks nice. It kind of complements this pattern, the colors of the flosses nicely. But I don't know how I want to finish this one either. I kind of like the way it looks with the frayed edges against that dark fabric, but So if you have an idea, suggestions how I should finish this one, leave me a comment. So those were my FOs. Now we will talk about whips. First one is Prize Your Liberty by Merrily Beams. This now is available from 1884 Stitchery. This used to be kind of hard to find, but now you can get one of your own and go check that out and grab you one. I believe there will be other Merrily Beams charts, patterns available there also. I'm stitching on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha, and here is my progress. Finished up the wording here and worked all this down below. I'm using some of the called for DMCs, and also I am subbing in some overdyed flosses, kind of interspersing them wherever I want a little more variegation and not just the flat DMC colors. I'm using, this is Color and Cotton Dark Indigo that I'm using for the house. I had that, thought, well, I need to start using up some of those flosses to use them. I used Weeks Collards for the tree, and I'm using, let's see, Country Redwood, Gentle Arts Country Redwood, and Weeks Cayenne for the reds. I'm just kind of moving them around, spacing them out wherever I want. And I'm loving it. I think this will be one, I'm hoping to have this done for May for my, when I decorate for patriotic holidays, and leave it out through 4th of July. That one may end up staying out all the time because I just really love that design. All right, the next one that I have that I worked on is the Scarlet Letter and Peg. I really love this design. I'm using 36 count Summer Khaki, and I'm about to lose my needle, so I better fix that. Don't want to find that on the floor. Here's my progress. Ouch, and I already stuck myself. I'm really liking this. I'm looking forward to moving down a little bit lower. I want to work down through the edge of the verse on this side, kind of get it established, and I want to work down to the berry basket. I want to get to that. I like doing those, stitching those. So my this calls for Old Hickory, and it's used in the outline of the buds. And my Old Hickory is a really a gold color, which I like. It looks fine, looks pretty on this fabric, but in the photo it looks quite a bit more green around the buds. But I'm liking how this is turning out. That's really gold, not so much green. I thought about changing it, but it looks nice on this fabric, so I'm just gonna leave it. Alrighty. Let's see here. Try to get all the flosses laid out where you can see them better. And this is, now this one, this little peachy color is Gentle Arts Copper. It's used up here in these buds. When I first saw that, I thought, oh, that's kind of bright, a little bit bright for my taste, but it looks great. It looks perfect with those little buds. The next whip I have to show you is Stone Street Stitchworks. the Franklin sampler. This is what I put a couple of strands in as I'm watching the news in the mornings and having my tea or coffee. I am stitching this on 36 count Shrekie's tan with Weeks charcoal floss, and this is my progress. I managed to work down at the bottom edge and take the wording all the way across, and then working on the very bottom border. I really like this fabric, like the color. It's nice mottled color. And I started this for the black sampler stitching, and I'm trying to gather up a few samplers, black samplers, so that I can make a black sampler wall somewhere. Don't know which wall it'll be yet, but that's the goal. I really like how that tree stitched up. So that is that progress. And the next one, I started Isabella Fox by GGR, an Adam and Eve sampler. Started this on, where is my paper? Started this on 36 count R&R's French Vanilla. And before, well, I'll show you this. These are the threads, all the called for threads, really pretty. And this is my start, where I am now. I wanted to work my way over to Eve because I wasn't sure if the floss color was going to show up well, and I'm not real pleased with that. So I'm going to have to experiment with some other colors and see if I can't find something that she stands out better on this fabric, because I want her to be seen. The wording up here by the tree top kind of ghosts out. I might change that. I may darken up the floss with that a little bit, but here on the antique, you can see that you can definitely tell that Adam and Eve are there. So I may have to make some adjustments on that. So anyway, I started that at the beginning of the month, and I'm really enjoying that. This border went really quickly. It's an easy stitch. This little dog, I kind of want to just get things in their place to get positioned so I'd have landmarks to go off of to get over to Eve. But this is a dog. I think this is a rabbit, and I haven't decided what this animal is yet. Funny interpretations of animals. I don't know what this one is. It may be a dog. Kind of looks like an armadillo. I think that's a rabbit. And then there's another critter beside Adam. I don't know what it is, but so that was my new start for the month of February. And then my last whip was for the beginning, the first weekend of the month for Blackbird weekend stitching. Little Birds by Blackbird Designs. Such a pretty sampler. Love the colors. Floss colors are so pretty. And I'm stitching this on the 36 count Heartland that it's called for. And I worked, I'll just show you the whole thing so far. This is where I am. I have a mistake down here in the corner on the border. I have not taken the time to figure it out yet. So I decided I wanted to go ahead and work across to get this border established and make sure that it is accurate. So in order to do that, I had to work my way across with these motifs. Sorry, this is hard to show, it's so large. I worked these motifs, kind of got them in their place so that I could work over to the border, and which is there it is. Work the border on down and get it. I'm just trying to get my landmarks in place so that I can count off of them. And then I'm going to go ahead and work down to this corner and then work my way over to the messed up corner, and then I'll fix that when I get there. I'm sure I'm going to have to do some fudging, but I wanted these to get centered accurately, and because I want to make sure that I get this, the name placket or cartouche or whatever you call that. I want that positioned right because it's kind of centered and I don't want these messed up. So I don't know. Who knows how this is gonna end up. We'll see when we get there. I'm hoping I can make this work out without having to take out all of that corner. We will see. I don't think I have a single piece that I have ever stitched that does not have some sort of a flub up in it. I'm always fudging something. Okay, so now I want to share with you some things that I want to start. I found this little cutie, Pure in Heart by Scattered Seed Samplers. I thought it would be really cute and appropriate for the springtime and Easter, although I think I will leave mine out all the time. And I will probably finish it just like they have the model stitched here. I'll need to find some little gadgets like that. I have actually, it started out being my mother's white treadle sewing machine. My mother bought it at a yard sale many years ago, and she used it for a long time. And then my grandmother's Singer treadle machine, which was so cool. As a kid, it was fascinating how those things worked and watching my grandma sew. Hers finally quit on her, and my mother gave my grandmother the white treadle machine. And when my grandmother passed, my mom moved it to her house. And just a couple of years ago, my mother decided she was ready to pass it on to me. So now the white treadle machine is in my home. And we left the drawers, the things that were in the drawers, exactly the way Grandma had left them. We've gotten into them and looked at things and, checked everything out, but everything we placed it right back the way we found it, and that's the way it is to this day, even here. But I bet you Grandma even has something in there. She may have some little rings or something that I can use to finish that off that way. So I will go on the hunt, and I'll go reminiscing in Grandma's sewing machine and see what I can find. So that's one that I want to start soon. And then I talked to you about, excuse me, how I want to start new samplers at the beginning of every month. It doesn't bother me to have so many whips. You can't finish it if you don't start it. So I just want to get some of these started because I love them. So I'm thinking the 1st of March, I want to start this one. Sarah Elizabeth Brooke, 1842, by the Scarlet House. I've seen Carol Saltbox Stitcher on her FlossTube, this finish, and I've always loved it. So I have it kitted up with a piece of Seraphim's Prairie Grass, really pretty color. And I have the called for overdyed cottons. So I think that will be a really pretty look. I think that'll be nice. So I have that slotted for March 1st start. And then I have for, I think, April start, which is my birthday month, I will start this one, Jane Baxter, 1838. This is from Victorian Rose Needle Arts. I've also seen this one on Carol Saltbox Stitcher's FlossTube, and how pretty it was. This is charted. It has NPIs and the DMC, and there's several threads there. I would like to try the NPIs. That's an awful lot to do. And some of these, I've got the DMC accumulated, and I have a piece of 36 count Seraphim's Old Stationery. So that's the color that I'm going to use for this. And these are the DMCs. Let me see if I can't kind of get them arranged in a little bit of a bouquet where you can see the colors better all together. Should have done this beforehand. There's some pretty bright colors in here that I'm a little questionable about. I'll have to study the pattern and see where they're used, because brights are not my thing. If I can tone them down a little bit, I will. But come on out of there. These are the DMC colors. There's a purple here that's pretty bright. There is a pink. Well, that's red. That's 321. There was a really bright pink in here. Where did it go? It's buried. But anyway, here it is. That's not too bad. But I'll see when I get there. I may end up doing a lot of, I may do some color conversions with overdyes, maybe more variegated colors, but that I've chosen to start April 1st. And then another one that I downloaded and got from the Northumberland Sampler House. And this is a terrible photo, but I was running out of ink, but there you get the idea of the composition of the piece. I just saw this. I'm sorry, I don't remember who was on Instagram that stitched this. But it's charted from DMC. I've not pulled any fabric or the flosses for that yet, but that's another one that I do want to start this year. So I wanted to check in with you and see how everybody's doing and get caught up with what I've been stitching, and let me know what you think, how I should finish those two small pieces, finished pieces. I should probably go look at Vanna's, the Twisted Stitchers tutorials, and see if I can get some ideas of how I might be able to finish them and just try something new. I need to expand my horizons in my finishing a little bit. With my little birds, I'm thinking that I'm going to have husband maybe try to help me make a frame for it. It's going to be so large, it's going to cost an arm and a leg and who knows what else. to frame that, or to even just buy a frame and then for me to finish it myself. But I'm thinking I may see if I can't get him to help me make a frame. And we've made several things over the years. I've thought about maybe he made me a quilt rack that hangs on the wall several years ago, and I thought maybe I can finish that piece, little birds, big bed sheet. Maybe I can finish it to where it can hang off of my quilt rack somehow. I need to talk to my quilting friends and see what they would recommend for making it a little bit more rigid, because the quilt rack hangs in our stairwell. So passing by it, it may get kind of flimsy and maybe not hang really nicely. It may not even be a very good place for it to hang at all. It may get too much traffic. But I'm thinking I wanna maybe attempt that, maybe put some tabs, attach some fabric to the backing of it, maybe some fusible on the back of it. I don't know. I need to do some homework because I'm not there yet, but I'm just kind of contemplating how I want to finish that other than putting it in a frame. So lots of things to think about, lots of new stitches coming up, and lots of whips to work on. So I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope you have plenty to do and keep you happy and your stitching and busy with working on all of your whips and new starts. So I will let you go, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.